Welcome to the Whitmos, the saga of the Louisiana McGraw crime family. And now narrating J.R. Hendrick. Howdy, everybody. Normally Jimmy does this, but, well, unfortunately, and he'll be doing some of it. But, this episode, I gotta be honest with you, it is a sensitive subject. It's not good for mixed company or young kids, but it has a good thing to it. Alright? So get ready. This episode is called Choose Life. Alright? Choose Life. So it's 11:30 a.m. and Catherine Ferraro is sitting in the office of the Ferraro family doctor, Dr. Cheryl Stacy. Jimmy?
I ran the test against 8 indicators. It kept turning blue. The test results are positive,
the doctor said happily.
I'm not sure I'm ready for another baby. We just put Michael in kindergarten. And Sid will be so floored. I can't believe this now.
So now it's 2 p.m. and at the chop shop, Sid and his staff have put together 6 of 11 custom cars to be sold that day when Catherine walks in. And she's like, she grabs him like, you, to your office. So they're in the office and Sid's like, he's angry. He's like, now look. You know it's a tough day? I have 5 cars for sale. And now, you take me aside? Now, what the hell's going on? And Catherine says,
I don't know how to say this, but we're going to have a baby. And I'm not sure that I'm ready yet.
Now, she said, whispering real softly. And Sid's like, oh, frig it. And she says,
I'm not sure I'll keep it. I need more time to think. Try to understand. I didn't want this now. Michael's in kindergarten. How the hell am I supposed to raise another kid and help you keep the business afloat?
And Sid's like, you let me worry about that. How far along are you?
Doc says I'm 3 weeks pregnant. I'm not sure I want this one,
Catherine says, crying and walking towards her car. This is pretty interesting. So now it's 3 p.m. and Catherine goes to the house of Rose McGraw, the wife of retired crime boss Jim McGraw.
having married to Sid for 17 years, and I've never had him treat me that way, Catalina said. He's got a lot of demands, thanks to Claude and the awful nymph of a wife he is, Rose said. And so Catherine starts to cry. With the tears running down her face. I'm pregnant, Rosie. And I'm unsure what to do. Do you know what I can do? And so, Rosie takes a stone out of a drawer at the table. I'm going to give you something that my mother-in-law gave me 41 years ago when I was pregnant with our first child, Cynthia. I didn't know what to do then. Abortion was illegal, and you know the Catholic Church. Anyway, it was something that her mother called a diviner's gem, a turquoise topaz. It can help you know what to do. Pretty superstitious. Okay, so it's 7 a.m. the next day. In the Ferrara dining room, as the kids go off to school, Sid and Catherine quarrel. Catherine, damn it. You should know better, Sid exploded. And Catherine's like, all you care about is that chop chop. Now I already have 3 kids. And Sid's like, well, you know the church and abortion. And she said, we agreed to accept each other's faith. You're a Catholic. I'm an Episcopalian. The kids decide for themselves. Except, you're not going to give this kid, our kid, a chance to decide? That's not fair, Sid. I'm taking the kids, and I'm going to my mother's until I can make up my mind. Okay, so now it is 8 a.m. And Sid is at the office of Richard Dawes, the family lawyer. And Sid says, "You've got to help me. Tell me, is there something I can do to stop Catherine from having that abortion?" And Richard says, "I'm sorry. It's not good. The legislature has not given me statute that says to the husband that the husband can stop a wife from having an abortion," Richard says. And he's like, "Damn it, Rich. You've been on this McGraw family retainer for 8 years. What the hell?" And Sid says, "What can I say? When you have a moderate Republican senator who was elected 4 years ago, who just recently said he would not be let the country vote for legislation for federal bans on abortion. And Sid Lewis said, "You useless fart. No wonder Claude demoted you to first lieutenant." "I'm sorry." And Sid says, "Cheap bastard. I'm not going to waste any time on you anymore. You know, there was a time when you were one of my best earners. And then I don't know what happened this year. It is no longer even slacking off. And why? Because the last big McGraw boss died last year. Grow up. Okay, so now it is 11 a.m. Catherine is in the condo of her mother, Rebecca Westbrook. Who motions to the servant. "And can you leave us alone for a minute?" Rebecca said, sitting back in her chair with a bottle of ice water. "All right, Catherine. Why are you weeping?" "I'm pregnant." "Well, that's supposed to be some very great news. Michael can have a younger brother or sister now." "Mama, I'm not sure if I'm keeping it." "Oh, no." "Don't you be sliding into the same pattern as me and your daddy. We have a firstborn son that was supposed to have been 54 this year. Problem? Your daddy wanted an abortion." "Yes, Mom. You told me all about it." "And then we had Clint 3 years later. And he's doing all the good. And then I had a miscarriage that I thought was going to abort. It was a girl. Mom, I don't want to hear about it." And Rebecca's like, "I was raised Greek Orthodox by Irish parents. Your father had all of you raised Catholic until you were 11 when he committed suicide. Don't do this to yourself. Can I at least stay here till I make up my mind?" Rebecca embraces her daughter. "Sure, of course. I mean, after all, I never approved of the criminal element of the Ferraro family." Seems like that the Ferraro family and Catherine's family used to feud. All right, so now it is 1 p.m. Central on the 23rd at the house of Joe Brown. He and Sid talk. You mean she dressed up and went away just because she's pregnant and thinks she might want an abortion? Jill said. It's breaking my heart, Sid said. Let me guess. You went to Richard and he gave you legal advice that was good for nothing, Jill said. Let me tell you something. When he was in the White House, George made some pro-life vetoes. And that was very saintly of him. I'd tune up my guitar and dance a jig. I can get us a better lawyer. Mark Falcone. He's in Baton Rouge right now. And he's campaigning part-time for Woody Jenkins for the U.S. Senate. Do we have to wax political? I'm talking about my baby. Look, I spoke to Claude a few days ago. A couple of days ago. When we had lunch. He has a political itch that he needs scratching. Go to him. Okay, so now it's 3 p.m. Lillian Ritmo, Claude's mother, is visiting a good friend of hers, Lady LaSalle. Abortion? Really? Unconscionable, Lillian said. Catherine has quickly lost her tiny mind. And what does she do? She goes running to her mother, Rebecca Westbrook, for protection, Lady LaSalle said. Rebecca is not for abortion. She aborted 2 of her babies, and she lived to regret it. It was Catherine's father who wanted that, and so it wasn't long until she left Catherine's daddy, took the kids, and lived a better life. And Catherine's father died a dead broke drunk. Does Claude know? I shudder at the thought. If he was to find out, that crazy Colombian wife of his he picked up in California would raise all holy hell. My baby boy doesn't deserve that. He deserves better. Okay, so 7 p.m. at the Ferraro house. Sid is sitting there, drowning his sorrows, when the knock comes to the door. It's Eric. What is it about Mom wanting an abortion? Eric asked sadly. Eric, sorry. I wish you wouldn't, Sid said. Dad. Thanks. You've been falling apart ever since Look, things have been falling apart ever since Aunt Sylvia came into this house. Michael being run over by those bikers. Mom just don't seem to care anymore. And it's affecting my work at the chop shop. Which if things get too out of hand, Claude is going to come after me like you wouldn't believe. So, I hope your mom comes to her senses. It's a sad thing to think. It's the 24th. It's 8 a.m. Catherine is ushered into the examining room of Shreveport premier OBGYN pro-life doctor, Dr. Cody Hartman. Look, I'm going to say that I'm pro-life, but I want you to know about something that we picked up on the test from your regular doctor. There's some complications with the placenta of the baby. So I should abort it. That's what some godless state doctor would tell you. Think it over, Catherine. No matter what, that baby deserves a life, Dr. Hartman said. I'm a devout Southern Baptist who goes to a country church every week, where our preacher Brother Stroll talks about how abortion is a major sin. And it's settled. I'll put my political differences aside, return to my husband, and tell him I'm going to keep the baby. 12 p.m. Sid is in his office getting the last of the 12 cars ordered to be brought to the crusher when Catherine burst in. There's some complications with the pregnancy. But our doctor sent me to a pro-life doctor, and I'm keeping the baby. And says, like, I'm so glad you decided to choose life. Come on. I'm buying you some lunch, Sid said. 2 p.m. It's at the Ritmo house. At the Ritmo house, Sid and Catherine give Claude and Catalina the news. Catherine is pregnant. And then she didn't know whether or not to keep it or not. Until she found out that there's some complications, Sid said. And Claude said, Dr. Cody Hartman called me. About time. He does some more knocking. Some sense into some people around here in Shreveport, Claude says. Yeah. She She's choosing life, no matter what happens. And Catalina spoke up, carrying a frying pan, aimed at Sid. Called your wife's doctor. Gave her the chance to keep the baby. Where I come from, abortion is a deadly sin. So Claude knocks the frying pan out of her hand. Would you chill with all that? You keep that crap up, I'm going to knock that frying pan in your gullet. And Sid's like, hey, both of y'all calm down. I don't think that's all. My mother gave her, Rosie gave her some stupid little trinket. So takes out the shiny green stone. He said, I found this in the drawer that my wife uses at the foot of my bed. And Claude says, that's a cursed lodestone. Get that thing out of my sight, Claude said. Just hand me this. And Catherine said, just hand me the stone. And Catalina said, just hand me the stone. You actually are pathetic. Enough to think it's a curse, Catalina said. It's a precious gem. And Claude says, Mama says those damn things are a curse, Claude said. Then you're a fool, Catalina said. Up in Bogota, people get rich with these things. Stay out of this, woman, Claude said. And Catalina says, when it comes to abortion, I won't stay out of this. Handsome, my family raised me that way. And Claude says, you're taking the damn business courses, Claude said. How about making me some business? And Catalina takes out her rack. You stupid idiot. This is personal. It's an interesting thing. Exchange always between Catalina and Claude. 4 p.m. At Cipro's, Sid and Catherine have dinner with Richard and Laura Dulles. And Catherine says, I think you can cut the tension between Claude and Catalina with a knife, Laura said. Arguing over whether it's a lodestone or a gem, Catherine said. And And Laura said, and Richard said, it's a lodestone. And Catherine says, I really don't care what Catalina or Claude said. That thing, along with Dr. Hartman, helped me see. I wanted to keep the baby, Catherine said. And Richard said, that marriage was doomed to hell in 5 minutes after the wedding, Richard said. If Claude's not careful, he's going to end up dead. And Catherine said, I thought I was a feminist. This woman is crazy on steroids, Catherine said. And Laura said, Sid, and Laura said she was family abused and neglected by her stepfather. That doesn't mean that she has the right to abuse Claude, Laura said. And Richard said, that woman is the queen of jagged perfection. Okay, so now it is 4 p.m. Arriving in Shreveport, Caesar had been gone for 5 days on tour, concerts in San Marcos, Dallas, Uvalde, Las Vegas, and back to Waco. About time you showed up. My recurring husband is starting to pull me. And Caesar's like, well, maybe you'll learn to shut up, Caesar said. You're being disrespectful. Do and dance. Claude loves you. Claude, who do you need to pick on today? We got issues of another kind. Catherine Ferraro was pregnant. And there's complications in the pregnancy. But she's keeping the baby, Claude said. And Catalina says, damn right she's keeping. Damn right she's keeping the baby. Or the next thing I do is kill that sorry bastard. And Caesar's angry. Please shut up with that crap. I've been on tour for 6 days. Damn it. And I want to try to get back to life around here in peace. Okay, so it's 6 p.m. Claude and Catalina are having dinner with Caesar and his band at Caesar's house. And Caesar says, we got a race tomorrow evening. Let's see if you still got that passion in your veins, Claude. And Claude says, what? You expect him for the curves of some car over a real woman? What kind of man are you two? It's kind of like you that you could stick to girl. Claude grabs a stick and throws it through a window. Enough of you. First the frying pan, and now a stick. Go put up your vengeance someplace else. And Caesar says, and Catalina says, you're nothing of a coward. Fine, go to your race. Okay, so it's 8 p.m. Uncle Joe shows up at Lillian's, Ritmo's house to talk. And Joe says, hey, we got serious problems, Lillian. Your son's life is in serious danger, Joe said. What is that awful woman up to now? Lillian said. Frying pans and sticks. Laura Dulles and Sid Ferraro saw everything. Thing is, I think that woman is up in some stupid game, sucking up the Claude after they had a fight. That woman needs to be put down, Lillian said. As one of his generals, I can have that arranged. Look, I realize that she and Claude, that she is Claude's husband. She and Claude are husband and wife. But there is something seriously wrong in that marriage, Joe said. Any man that woman has a problem with, she don't like. And therefore, he becomes a coward, Lillian said. You have carte blanche to do to this girl whatever you want. Okay, so now it's 11:30 a.m. the 25th. Claude and Catalina return home from church, and Catalina begins yammering again. Your Christmas buying is questionable. And that's why you're a coward, Catalina said. All you ever done this morning is yap and complain, Claude says. And Liz, Sid, and Catherine agreed to take their baby and keep it. At least the chop shop is prospering. You don't want to have some good news. I know a friend. Where I can traffic some premium gas. Yeah, I know from a station that's in Power's territory. So's those routes. See there? See, there you go. You're not so bad as I thought. Okay, so it's 1 p.m. At the parlor in the Ferraro house, Sid is talking to Father Ridley. And Sid says, we got back from church, and Catherine started not feeling well. Sid said, Dr. Hartman says if there were some complications with the pregnancy, and Father Ridley says, I recommend all the women in my parish go see him because he's against abortion. I have a feeling it's a boy. So we're probably going to name him Andrew Sidley. Eric walks into the parlor. Dad, can I please go rollerblading? Not today. Why don't you go do your homework or play some Nintendo? Sid said. Kids these days, they think that because it's the stores are open, so they can go up and play with their friends. I know. I don't know if you know this, but there's a lawyer we have in our parish that believes it's okay to have the bars and get drunk on Sundays. I've been kind, but sometimes I think the best thing to do is to deny him communion. All right, 3 p.m. Sid goes upstairs to the master bedroom where Catherine is resting. I got you the egg whites you asked for, Sid said. Do you think I'm going to be feeling this? How was when I was pregnant with Diane and Eric? Catherine says, honey, don't say that. Now, this baby is going to come out fine, safe and sound. I'm concerned about Catalina. She's 27 years old, and then she got pregnant with Claude's baby. She's so intense, she might miscarry. Yeah, well, 3 years ago, Claude told me that she's too scared of getting fat to get pregnant. She's sterile. Why does Claude put up with an intense woman like that, for someone was good and wholesome until she had him locked up in. Priscilla was good and wholesome until she had him locked up in jail. Prison changed everything with Claude. 9 years. No wonder he transferred his parole to California long enough to fall in love with Catalina and bring her straight back to Louisiana. That marriage is doomed to Hades. That woman is too ambitious for Claude. 5:40 p.m. At the racetrack, it's clear that Claude lost the race. I thought I knew a real man, Catalina said. What? You come back to driving like an old lady? You know, in a way, I question why I agreed to marry you in the first place, Claude said. Because you crave the feminine touch, to reach out and touch, Catalina said, hugging him. But next time there's a race, I better see you win. 11 p.m. At the Ferraro house, Catherine is screaming in pain. Sid asked Diane to call the ambulance. August 26th, 2 a.m. At Christus Hospital, Sid and Claude are waiting anxiously in the waiting room when Dr. Liam Harlow walked out. The news is not good. We had to severely sedate Catherine, Dr. Harlow said. The baby. What about the baby? Sid asked. I'm very sorry. The baby was an underdeveloped boy, and it was miscarried. Then Claude walks over and puts his arm around Sid's shoulder. I think you should name the child Andrew after your father. He fulfilled his commission, and he lived and died in honor. So what's going on with Catherine? Sid asked. She lost a lot of blood. Your son Eric is downstairs donating blood because they share the same type. I'm really sorry. She's going to be hospitalized for a couple of days. Dr. Hartman said. Maybe I should go with you to the house and sit with you, Claude says. No. As much as I want to sit around and wait for Catherine to wake up, I can't. Her mother's picking up the kids. I have to go to the chop shop. Whoa. I don't give a damn what Catalina or Uncle Joe says. Has to happen. There, you take it to him. We got it. If we have it, the staff can take care of it. 4 a.m. Sid does take some of it, as Claude says, at heart, and goes to the maternity ward to see Catherine. She is still very sedated. You have to see Catherine. But you're a father. Your mother is keeping the kids. And you have to know that I'll stay as much as I can with you. Please fight this and stay alive with me. I love you. Try to stay strong. 5 a.m. Sid walks into the chop shop where his assistant manager Vera walks in. I know we have 13 cars, but we can wait another day, Digger said. Oh no. No, you won't. Stupid drunk. Your job wouldn't exist if it wasn't for me. I want those 13 cars moved within the next 6 hours. You hear? Claude said you could deserve a day off. If I stayed home, I might as well just drink. Now get to work before I get a tiring to you. Okay, so now it's 7 a.m. At Claude's house, Catalina has already gone to school. When Joe Brown walked in to find Claude having breakfast. So there you are, nonchalantly having breakfast, without even having the decency to tell me, Joe said. What the hell are you talking about? Claude demanded. Catherine miscarriage this morning. And I'm wandering around the shop, and Sid's wandering around the chop shop office like some angry Wildwood flower. Tell him to take the damn day off, Claude said. Get T-Bone to run the place. No. I need T-Bone on explosives for our next job. Claude gets up from the table and faces his uncle. Oh. So you think you're the boss? I don't like you sitting there. And taking the abuse that you're getting from Catalina every day. Yeah, well. My marriage is my damn business, old man. Now, why don't you show some respect? And accept what Catherine lost her baby. This family should be in mourning, not in business. You don't like how I run things? Get the hell out of my house. This is my castle. And all night, Catalina. Stay away from the family business barbecues. Woo! I tell you what, Claude is developing a hell of a temper. Okay, so it's 8 a.m. Sid is working in his office, the shop, when Michael walks in. What are you doing, boy? Now, you were supposed to be in school, Sid said. Come on, let me come. Shoot. But she's outside to take me to school. She told me our baby brother's in heaven, Michael said. Feeling remorseful, Sid picks up his 5-year-old son, holding him in his arms. Yes, Michael. He's in heaven. And your mama is very sick. We need lots of candles tonight. And say some prayers for her. I'll tell Father on the way to chapel, Michael said. Just then, Digger walked in. 9 cars, ready to be moved. 7 of them going to the crusher. Two of them are going to Baton Rouge. Another one was supposed to take to a client in Dallas. Sid starts crying. Cancel the Dallas call until this afternoon. Now, in his music studio, Ashley is getting some Latina woman and her band some techno music going when Jenny walks in. Have you lost your mind? Your head been under a rock? Jenny, what the hell is going on? You're involved in some very important business, Ashley said. Heard on the radio, Catherine Ferrera miscarried her baby. Claude was there at the hospital. It was a nightmare, Jenny said. Pete set up the beat. I need to talk to my girl alone. And she said, oh my Lord. What happened? I had no idea that Catherine was pregnant. They kept it a secret until Catalina found out. That woman is a dangerous time bomb waiting to happen. All right, settle down. Where is Sid? At the chop shop. At the chop shop? He should be at the hospital. Or at least sitting, waiting for the doctor's word at home. That idiot. I think Claude should demote him. I think T-Bone should take over the chop shop for today. Jenny grabs her boyfriend. Have you lost your mind? This family didn't show for long today. Her baby has been lost, for Pete's sake. And she walks out. 1 p.m. at Christus Hospital. The whole McGraw crime family is there when Dr. Cody Hartman walks out. I'm sorry, Mr. Ferraro. There's not much to tell you. Catherine is still very much sedated and won't be awakened until sometime tomorrow morning, Dr. Hartman said. Now, we're giving her some fresh blood and postpartum medications to stabilize her. But she's not going to be up for visitors until tomorrow. I have to see her. Perhaps we should go to the hospital chapel and pray. Come on, guys, let's go. Let's get something. Come on, Sean, T-Bone said. Joe got Roger, one of his captains, to run the chop shop for today. The delivery has been done in Dallas. Okay, so now it's 2 p.m. At the Rittenhouse house. Claude sends Catalina to a guest room to study, and they're watching TV when the news anchor appears. Just as this just in from Baton Rouge, U.S. Louisiana Senator Cordell Wheeler was diagnosed a few days ago with syphilis. According to a spokesman for the senator, he and Mrs. Wheeler are in separate bedrooms until they can find a way to work out their problems. In their marriage. Cordell and Amanda Wheeler are devout Catholics, and they intend to work out any difficulties. Hot damn! Candace did her magic, Rose McGraw said. And Jill said, I put Candace out of circulation because I feared what Catalina or Catherine would do if they found out. Cease and desist from one-upping me, Uncle, Claude said. Candace has syphilis now, and she is dying. Leave well enough alone. And T-Bone said, I think you two need to put to death all this family feuding, T-Bone said. A baby was lost today. You can find each other later. And Rosie McGraw said, I'm sorry. I had no idea that Catherine was pregnant. And Sid was like, yeah, she knew. And Ashley's like, well, she kept it a secret. Sid is at home moaning and crying. Because you see, she didn't want to keep the baby. Until we had her sent to Dr. Hartman, who said there were some complications. And Claude says, I've heard enough. How about some iced tea? Claude said. 4 p.m. at the Ferraro house, Sid is arranging Andrew's funeral with Monsignor Tobias. And Tobias said, I was told that Catherine went to the church after she left the doctor on Saturday. She asked for the baby to have a baptism of desire because of the complications, Monsignor Tobias said. And Sid says, this was his mortal remains, wrapped in a plaster of Paris, Sid said. Catherine is going to be devastated when she finds out. Sid, she already knows. Dr. Harlow told her this morning. But he told her before putting her back to sleep. 5 p.m. Sid arrives at the maternity ward where Catherine is still asleep. Please respond. Open your eyes, baby. Regardless of what happened, you're going to make it. We're going to make it, Sid said. She's asleep. We got an oxygen thing on her. The doctors are doing everything that they can for you, honey. Now the whole neighborhood and McGraw family is going to be lighting candles and praying for you. Sir, this is doing you no good. Come back tomorrow. Dr. Harlow is waking her up at 9 in the morning. 7 p.m. The McGraw crime family is meeting in the back office of Texas Pizza. And Claude says, I know none of us like to discuss business today. And I asked Sid to stay home and rest up, light candles, and pray. But tomorrow the shop has 27 cars. 18 to the crusher. 9 to some car dealership. In Corsicana, Claude says. I think you're being a bit premature, T-Bone said. When the family is in mourning, we shouldn't do business. Don't second guess me again, Claude said. I cry for Andrew Ferraro, but business must go on. He has a point. Maybe it's like this with Old Man Joe. But the show must go on. 8 p.m. In church, Sid and the family light candles and pray. 9 p.m. Claude returns home after a night business and drinks a bottle of whiskey before going to bed. Okay. "9 a.m. St. Joseph's, this is the 29th, St. Joseph's Catholic Cemetery in Shreveport. The whole McGraw crime family is there for the funeral of baby Andrew Ferraro. Bless us, O Lord, as we commend the body of baby Andrew Ferraro to the ground from whence he came. We ask for his soul to come speedily into thy kingdom. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen." 1 p.m. at the Whitmore House, barbecue and fried chicken is with the family. And they shut down for the funeral meal. And Claude said, "Sid, I have to tell you how sorry I feel. I got to say, baby Andrew was a righteous thug, Claude said. And Catherine said, my daddy would be proud to welcome him in heaven. I'm just worried about what this is going to do. Oh, no, it said, my daddy would be proud to enter for him to help him enter into heaven. I'm just afraid what this will do to Catherine. And Claude says, no, Lillian says, it's okay. Lady LaSalle and I will be stopping by to check on her as often as possible. Hope you enjoyed listening to the Lit Notes. If you'd like to hear, please subscribe, become a part of the saga. Until next time, be prepared. The saga continues.